Your brain is hash. Too many ghosts in your head, too many voices. So how do you fix that? You claw your way back into the stored data, you find unfinished memories, and you crack them open.
If you think you know Ezio Auditore di Firenze, think again. The hero of Assassin's Creed Revelations is a changed man, weary with age and haunted by the past, the crushing result of having the fate of the entire world resting on his ornate spaulders. Thankfully, all that misery makes for one of the best Assassin's Creed yarns yet, a dark tale of mystery, political drama and shock revelations, blighted only by a constant feeling of familiarity. The year is 1511 and Ezio's travels have brought him to the Middle East. He's in Constantinople, better known today as Istanbul, searching for 5 keys hidden by his ancestor, the legendary assassin Altair. The keys unlock a secret buried beneath Masyaf, an ancient castle that was once the headquarters of the Assassin Order. The bad news? The Templars, sworn enemies of the Assassins, are searching for the keys as well. Constantinople is the 16th century equivalent of New York City, a bustling metropolis teeming with people of all races, religions and cultures. Each area feels distinct. The Galata district is made up of busy, winding streets lined with beggars and merchants, whereas the Imperial district is a relative paradise with green flower-filled gardens and palatial mosques. It's one of the most beautifully immersive open-world settings we've ever explored, and it's rich with history and character. It's also massive, which is where Ezio's new hook blade comes in handy. This acts as both your hidden blade, the trademark weapon of the Assassins, and a new way of navigating the city's rooftops. Wide gaps can be crossed and buildings scaled faster. It's only a slight tweak to the series' established platforming mechanics, but it's useful.
We call this a hook and run.
Crucially, it's not all about Ezio. Despite being comatose in the real world, Ezio's hooded scion Desmond plays his most significant role yet. His mind is active and trapped inside the Animus on a desert island of abstract shapes and flickering data streams. If that's not weird enough for you, whenever Ezio locates 5 data fragments hidden around Constantinople, optional side missions called Journeys are unlocked on Desmond's island. They're viewed in the first person, set in chambers that wouldn't look out of place in an Aperture Science facility, and the goal is to get from one end to the other by making bridges from 3D rectangles. While it's conceptually interesting, it has none of Portal's ingenuity, so it often feels like the sterile mule child of Little Big Planet and Valve's classic puzzler. Desmond used to have all the warmth and depth of Pavement Frost in previous games, but these journeys give his character some much needed personality. It's just a shame that PS3 pin-up Nolan North plays him so closely to Nathan Drake. The similarity is distracting.
What have I done?
But back to Ezio. Of the many new skills he picks up in Constantinople, bomb making is the most entertaining. Using ingredients looted from chests or bought from stores, you can craft 3 different types of bomb: lethal, tactical, and diversion. They can bounce off walls, stick to surfaces, or explode instantly on impact. It's an enjoyable toolkit, reminiscent of Arkham City's gadgets in a weird way, but most stealth sections can be completed by simply alerting the guards and stabbing them all to death with your sword. However, if you want to play more strategically, the bomb system offers a wealth of tactical options. There are a few laughs in Assassin's Creed 2, but Revelations is surprisingly funny. One highlight sees Ezio dressing up as a wandering minstrel, complete with a feathered cap and white tights.
You, know how to play that thing?
I learned a few chords when I was young.
When were you ever young?
As you prance around a party in the Sultan's palace distracting the guests with your off-key singing, your fellow assassins slip into the grip and quietly murder key targets. It's a rare moment of humour in an otherwise serious title, and you can't help but admire the game's creativity.
I sing in Italiano, you understand no word. But my Greek is non-existent and my Turkish is absurd.
Other attempts at variety aren't as successful. The 2 on-rails horse and cart battles are clumsy, barely interactive minigames. Many of the missions are unremarkable and meandering, making the story about 5 hours longer than it needs to be. Thankfully, the hunt for the Masyaf keys brings out the best in developers. Each one presents a different challenge, be it sneaking undetected through caves, or chasing Templars through crumbling ruins as they hurl bombs at you. Like the action in Uncharted, they're often heavily scripted and somewhat brief, but when you finally reach the key itself, things get even more interesting. It's no secret that the third playable character in Revelations is Altair, the hero of the original Assassin's Creed. Each Masyaf key you find contains a memory from his life that Ezio can interpret, and there are 5 in total. They pick up immediately after the events of the first game, spanning multiple decades until Altair is an old man. This is still Ezio's game though. You'll spend 80% of your playing time as him, and that's Revelation's biggest problem. There's a lot of busy work to endure between the good bits, all retreading ground covered in earlier games. The changes to combat, movement and setting don't cover up the fact that this is mechanically the same game we've played 3 times already. Like Brotherhood, this is less a sequel and more a very limited refinement of old ideas. Ultimately then, the latest Assassin's Creed isn't a complete success. When it's good, it's really good. There are moments that make enduring the frequent dips in quality worth it, and the sheer volume of content ensures its excellent value for money. But while Ubisoft have bled this chapter of the Assassin's Creed saga dry, the clues in Revelation's haunting ending suggest that the next game will be something very special indeed.
Only time, skill, and a bit of luck will tell.